You don't need an expensive agency to rank on Google. You really just need the right prompts. Look, let's dive right into this explainer and completely dismantle a persistent myth. For years, SEO has been treated like some kind of dark art, right? It's been wrapped up in all this technical jargon, confusing metrics, and a general sense that if you aren't paying a massive monthly retainer to a team of specialists, you're basically going to be invisible online. Well, today, we are breaking that illusion completely. We are going to look at the practical, incredibly effective ways you can take control of your own search rankings. So we're cutting out the middleman today because the reality of ranking online has totally changed. You absolutely do not need an expensive agency to rank. I know that might sound like a pretty bold claim, especially if your inbox is constantly bombarded by marketing emails telling you otherwise, but it's just the truth of the modern digital landscape. The barriers to entry, they've been completely leveled. The tools that used to be locked away behind closed agency doors are now sitting right at your fingertips. It's a total paradigm shift. You no longer need to fork over thousands of dollars when all you actually need are the right AI prompts. Think about it. On one side, you have the traditional model: long meetings, heavy invoices, and waiting weeks for a strategy document you barely even have time to read. On the other side, you have targeted, intelligent AI prompts. By just knowing how to ask the right questions, you can instantly generate the exact same strategic outputs you used to pay top dollar for. We're moving from slow external human capital to rapid, accessible machine intelligence. Let's move into our next section, the simple SEO formula. It's incredibly easy to get bogged down worrying about algorithm updates, backlink profiles, and site architecture. Honestly, it can feel completely overwhelming. But if you strip away all that confusing jargon, SEO is actually a remarkably simple three-part equation. Google literally just wants to provide the best possible answers to the questions its users are asking. And to do that, you only need to master this core formula: keywords plus good content plus consistency. That's the actual engine that drives traffic. Let's break that down real quick. Your entire strategy relies on these three things. First, keywords. You have to know the exact phrases your potential audience is typing into that search bar. If you don't know what they're looking for, well, you can't help them. Second, good content. And notice the emphasis on good. This means writing things that are genuinely helpful, engaging, and directly answer the user's query. No churning out useless filler. And third, consistency. The internet is a really noisy place, and search engines reward websites that prove they're active, reliable, and continuously providing value over time. Now, the biggest realization you should take away from this explainer is that AI does the heavy lifting for all three of those pillars. It completely eliminates the traditional bottlenecks. No more staring at a blank screen, suffering from writer's block. No more agonizing over complex content calendars or paying for massive keyword mapping audits. AI is perfectly built to execute this exact formula. It analyzes the data to find the keywords, it drafts the content based on those specific terms, and its speed allows you to easily maintain that vital consistency. So let's jump into the next section, the 4-step AI playbook. Here's your bird's eye view of the simple chronological playbook we're going to use to dominate search rankings. We move from ask to generate to optimize and finally to publish. It's a linear workflow that completely replaces that traditional agency pipeline. By following these exact steps in order, you're essentially building a seamless assembly line for high-ranking content. Let's break down exactly what happens at each stage so you can start applying this immediately. Step 1. We kick things off by prompting our AI to brainstorm high-value keyword ideas relevant to your specific niche. Instead of paying for expensive software suites to do your research, just treat your AI like a top-tier strategic advisor. Try a prompt like, act as an expert SEO strategist, list the top 10 unanswered questions my target audience has about my industry, and identify low-competition keywords for them. Boom! The AI will instantly return a curated list of keywords you can actually compete for. It sets a rock-solid foundation for the rest of your strategy. Next up, step 2. You use the AI to draft good, engaging content built entirely around those keyword ideas you just uncovered. You take the best keyword from step 1 and feed it right back into the AI. But remember our formula? It has to be good content. So don't just ask it to write an article. Prompt the AI with a specific framework. Try asking, write a comprehensive guide targeting this keyword. Use a conversational brand voice and include actionable bullet points. By giving it clear constraints, the AI does the heavy drafting in seconds without giving you generic fluff. Then we move to step 3. You let the AI handle the technical polish by prompting it to generate highly optimized titles and meta descriptions for your new content. Look, Even if you have the best article in the world, no one is going to read it if the title doesn't grab their attention on the search results page. So you simply ask the AI to take the draft it just wrote and generate a click-worthy title under 60 characters, along with a compelling meta description under 160 characters. This packages your content perfectly for Google's algorithms without you ever having to count a single word. Finally, step 4. You just have to maintain the routine and publish this AI-generated, optimized content consistently over time. Because steps 1, 2, and 3 now take a fraction of the time they used to, consistency is no longer this exhausting hurdle. You aren't spending days writing a single post anymore. And why does this matter? Because Google loves reliability. When search engines see a steady stream of optimized, high-quality information popping up week after week, they're going to reward your site with higher rankings. Moving right along to our next section, big results, zero fees. Let's talk about the actual impact of applying this 4-step playbook. The ultimate reward here is that you drive significantly more traffic to your site without handing over thousands of dollars to an external team. By internalizing this entire process and letting AI do the heavy lifting, you achieve the exact same goal that an agency promises, getting more eyeballs on your business. More traffic means more leads, more sales, and more growth, all achieved with an incredibly lean operation. In fact, that is exactly how much you will pay in agency fees when you run this playbook, $0. This is what truly disrupts the traditional model. You are literally trading massive financial overhead for a few well-crafted prompts and a tiny fraction of your time. You retain absolute control over your brand's voice, you maintain total agility on your strategy, and you keep all of that capital right where it belongs, inside your own business. Which brings us to our final section, your next AI step. Now that your SEO is practically running on autopilot, we need to talk about what comes next for your business growth. Make sure to follow us because in our next explainer, we'll explore how you can use AI as your personal brand strategist to take things to the absolute next level. We've conquered search traffic today, but what happens when those visitors actually land on your site? How do you ensure your brand identity is dialed in perfectly to convert them? We're going to apply this exact same practical, myth-busting approach to brand strategy. So, leave you with this to chew on before we meet again. If AI can replace an entire SEO agency with just 4 simple steps, what else in your business is ready to be completely transformed?